At first, nothing looks wrong. The sky is still blue, the sun still shines, cars are still moving, people are still talking. Then, without warning, oxygen is gone, not reduced, not thinned, gone. Every molecule of oxygen in Earth's atmosphere vanishes at the same instant. You don't hear an explosion, you don't see a flash, but within the first second, the world begins to break. Your chest tightens, not from pain, but from confusion. You try to inhale, your lungs expand. But nothing enters, the air is suddenly weightless, silent, empty. 10 minutes, that's how long this lasts, and in those 10 minutes, civilization as we know it comes terrifyingly close to ending. Oxygen makes up about 21% of Earth's atmosphere. It is invisible, tasteless, and easy to forget, yet it is the foundation of nearly every process that keeps the planet alive: human respiration, combustion, the protective ozone layer, even the structural integrity of water and soil chemistry. Remove oxygen, and Earth doesn't just suffocate, it unravels. The first victims are humans and animals. Within seconds, every person on the planet experiences acute hypoxia. The brain, which consumes roughly 20% of the body's oxygen, begins to fail almost immediately. Vision narrows, thoughts fragment, muscles weaken. After about 10 seconds, most people collapse, not because they're dead, but because the brain has shut down. Unconsciousness spreads across the planet like a wave. Pilots at cruising altitude slump in their seats. Surgeons drop their instruments mid-operation. Drivers lose control of vehicles. Airplanes become unguided missiles. Trains continue forward, unstoppable, until tracks end or curves arrive. In cities, chaos erupts in silence. No screams, no explosions. Fire cannot exist without oxygen. Every flame on Earth dies instantly. Power plants shut down as combustion. Base systems fail. Fossil fuel generators go dark. Gas turbines stall. Backup systems that rely on air intake are useless. Electricity begins to flicker and then vanish, but the danger doesn't stop there. Without oxygen, atmospheric pressure drops dramatically. Oxygen contributes a significant portion of the air's weight. Remove it, and the pressure imbalance triggers violent physical effects. Moisture in the inner ear boils, not from heat, but from the sudden drop in pressure. Anyone exposed to open air feels intense pain. High-altitude environments become instantly lethal. Mountaineers, airline passengers, anyone above sea level experiences explosive decompression effects. Blood oxygen levels crash to zero. Cells switch to emergency anaerobic metabolism, producing lactic acid at catastrophic rates. The body is not built for this. Within 1 minute, irreversible brain damage begins. By minute 2, many marine animals start to suffer. While water contains dissolved oxygen, the equilibrium between atmosphere and ocean is broken. Oxygen rapidly escapes from surface waters, disrupting marine respiration. Fish near the surface begin to suffocate. On land, insects die first. Their tracheal systems rely on direct oxygen diffusion. With none available, they perish almost instantly. Pollinators, decomposers. The tiny organisms that silently support ecosystems, gone. Plants follow. Photosynthesis halts the moment oxygen disappears, not because oxygen is required to make sugar, but because cellular respiration inside plant cells collapses. Stomata close, internal chemical balances fail, leaves begin to wilt, forests fall silent, and above it all, the ozone layer disintegrates. Ozone is made of oxygen. Without it, Earth loses its ultraviolet shield. In these 10 minutes, lethal solar radiation pours down unfiltered. Skin cells, DNA, microorganisms, all exposed to damage usually blocked by the sky itself. The planet is naked. By minute 5, the death toll climbs into the billions. Most humans are still unconscious. Some begin to die, not all, but enough. Those with heart disease, respiratory conditions, or weak circulatory systems cross the threshold of survival. Inside hospitals, ventilators are useless. Oxygen tanks, once full, are now empty. Oxygen does not leak, it vanishes. In sealed submarines and space stations, the situation is no better. Stored oxygen systems cease to exist. Molecules disappear as if erased from reality. No refuge exists. Then comes a danger few would expect. Water. HO depends on oxygen. Remove it, and the molecular structure collapses. In theory, if oxygen truly vanished from all compounds, water would decompose into hydrogen. In practice, this would release massive amounts of energy. Oceans would not simply evaporate. They would violently destabilize. The result would be catastrophic explosions across the planet's surface. However, even if we assume oxygen vanishes only from the atmosphere and not bonded compounds, the effects are still devastating. Without atmospheric pressure, water at body temperature begins to boil. Human saliva vaporizes. Moist tissues dry instantly. Eyes suffer severe damage. By minute 8, Earth feels dead. No birds, no wind, no sound. Just a silent, suffocating world orbiting the sun. And then, suddenly, oxygen returns. The atmosphere snaps back into place. Pressure slams down like a planetary shockwave. Anyone still alive gasps violently as air floods their lungs. Some survive the return, many don't. Collapsed lungs rupture. Blood vessels burst. Survivors experience massive inflammation. The sudden oxygen influx causes oxidative stress, damaging cells that barely endured the absence. Fires reignite where heat remains. Sparks find fuel. Cities burn, not from chaos, but from physics. Those who wake up find a broken world. Planes have fallen. Power grids are destroyed. Crops are dying. Ecosystems are shattered. Billions of humans are gone. Insects, essential to life, are nearly extinct. Food chains collapse. Civilization survives, but barely. This wasn't an extinction event like an asteroid. It was something worse, a reminder that the most important forces shaping our world are invisible. Oxygen is not dramatic. It does not roar or glow, but without it, Earth is a lifeless rock in space, and for 10 minutes we learned how thin the line between life and silence truly is. So here's the question. If losing oxygen for just 10 minutes nearly ended everything, what other invisible forces are holding our world together right now, without us even noticing? And what if the next one disappears?